Happy fall and welcome to the third writing vlog for The Solar Queen. The Solar Queen is the sequel to Aurora and Luna, and Aurora and Luna is the first book in my high fantasy series, The Sun and Moon Saga. Over the course of 2024 and 2025, I published Aurora and Luna in 3 installments, the first being The Misfit Princess, the second being The Rebel Coven, and the third being The Near Impossible Quest. All of them are available. The link is in my description if you would like to check them out. And very exciting news. A couple of days ago, I made a big plan for the next year. One of the many exciting things that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be re-releasing Aurora and Luna as the one book that it was always intended to be, rather than the 3 separate installments. I can't say much more right now because this is still very much in the works, but there will be a re-release of Aurora and Luna in 2026, and that's all I'll say. I'll say no more. This is very hard for me because I'm an oversharer. But yes, this is the third vlog in the Solar Queen series. As I said, the Solar Queen is the sequel to Aurora and Luna. And let's just take stock of where we're at. It's been a while since I've worked on the Solar Queen, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a hot minute since I've worked on the Solar Queen, and frankly, it's been a bit since I've even just done writing or writing related work. Well, I've done writing related work. I've done video editing, I've done illustrating, but when I say writing, I'm including outlining, I'm including writing, of course, I'm including revision or developmental edits, and I'm including line edits, language-based edits, prose-based edits, and I'm also including copy edits and proofreads. I just count that all as writing because all of those things are actions that directly help me write my books. So yeah, it's been a couple of weeks, I think, since I've done any writing, other than like journaling and stuff like that. And songwriting, I have done songwriting, and I have done journaling. I've still been in the world of words, but I have been away from my stories for a couple of weeks. Now, this last week, I actually had planned to take off of all creative deep work. That was planned for from 3 months prior. I take a week off every quarter. It's just really good for a creative person. If you're a creative person, you'll know it's really good to fill the well. Read books, watch movies, play video games, just enjoy your life, and also reconnect with your reason for even doing this creative work. I at least find that to be a very essential ritual. And it's hard because I love my creative work, but I find it's very essential, like once every 3 months, once every quarter, to just pull back and let myself genuinely rest and not force myself to create anything, and actually just consume and take things in, especially things that are really high quality, like really good books, really good movies, really good music. So I already knew I wasn't going to be doing any creative work for that week. And of course, that's the week that I got sick, if you can't tell by my very raspy, growly voice. Sorry about that. I considered waiting a week to film the vlog, but it's just been so long since I filmed a writing vlog that I just wanted to get into it. So I'm sorry if my voice is annoying. I've also had some people tell me I sound really cool. I'll let you be the judge. I'm drinking a chai tea latte in my witch's brew mug. So yes, I took a week off of deep work and then I got sick. Oh well, at least I was gonna be taking the week off anyways. Getting sick just forced me to do nothing and just relax, which is probably good for me because I'm a workaholic. Because I love what I do, not for weird capitalism hustle culture reasons. So we don't do that here on this channel. So yes, I took that week off and I got sick. But even before I took that week off, I had already veered away from writing for a couple of weeks because I was just focusing more on illustrations for a couple of weeks. It just felt really good to do that, and there were some things that I really wanted to draw. There were some pieces I really wanted to finish, and it just felt really good to do that, so I just kind of let myself do that because the thing is, I want to get the Solar Queen drafted in a year, and because I sort of work in quarters and I take a break every quarter, I divided that big word count that I'm trying to reach and all those plot points that I need to get through. I divided them by 4 and I assigned 1 to each quarter, and I had already hit my word count and gotten through all the plot points I needed to get through halfway through this last quarter, which is really great. And I think I mentioned in a vlog that I thought I was going to finish drafting sooner because I think I hit my goal like in like half the time I thought I would, which is awesome. The only thing is I did that because I was so hyper focused on the Solar Queen that I wasn't really working on my other goals for a time. I wasn't illustrating as much as I want to be. I wasn't practicing my drawing as much as I want to be. I was still doing music because I do that with my partner, so we kind of have like a scheduled time that we do that. And then there were other writing projects that I needed to work on. Like I needed to proofread The Fisherman, The Mermaid, and The Witch, which is a story that I wrote last year, and I'm actually going to be publishing it next year. That's another thing that's going to be happening in 2026. So I needed to get that finalized so I can start doing other things that I'm doing for it. Again, I'm going to say no more. This is very hard for me because I love to overshare. And I also wrote a brand new short story, just got the draft done, about an anthropomorphic fox. And it's an autumnal short story. It won't be coming out this year. I don't even think it'll be coming out next year. I'm really learning that I like to give my stories their space, and I like to rotate between them and have time away from them, and in that time away work on other stories. That's just how I work best, and I know I'm not alone in that. But all that's to say, yes, I got through my word count and my plot points in half the time, but I also hadn't done hardly any of the other things that I wanted to get done in that quarter. So then I kind of spent the second half of that quarter doing all those things, which it worked fine. Like I had a good time working that way because when I was working on the Solar Queen, I was just like in the Solar Queen and I wasn't thinking about a lot of other things. And when I was drafting this short story about an anthropomorphic fox, I was very much in that world, and then I was very much in illustration land. Excuse me. When I say I was very much in that world, that extends away from my desk. Like when I was working on the Solar Queen, I would go to my day job and I would be thinking about the Solar Queen like all day, and I would be getting ideas for what I could write the next day. And when I was working on the story about the anthropomorphic fox, it was the same thing. In that story, there's a lot of stuff to do with sound. Sound is almost like a character in the story. Again, I don't want to say too much because there's things that I want to leave as a surprise. But so I was thinking about that throughout the day, and there's also it's about the harvest, and I was doing a lot of like just random research on like when certain plants, when certain vegetables, when certain fruits, when they're ready to be picked. And with illustration, when I was in those few weeks of really narrowly focusing on illustration, the way that I looked at the world was different. I was looking at the 3D and I was in my head always trying to put it into the 2D, and like for me, like as someone that really likes to like hyper focus on one thing at a time, working in this way, I shouldn't say I've never, it's been a really long time since I've worked in that way where I've just let myself dive into one thing fully. And I kind of thought that I couldn't do that anymore and that I had to be doing all these things at once and juggling all these things at once. And I've kind of realized that like I don't have to. Like if I've taken 6 weeks off from the Solar Queen and I haven't written a word in that project in 6 weeks, it doesn't mean the project won't get finished. It absolutely will. And today is the day that I'm getting back to it, and that's what this vlog is about. So yeah, I wanted to get you up to speed before I got to writing, because it's been a while. Also, you're probably wondering what's in this big box. I ordered this really cute little space heater, and I'm gonna open it up on camera because I think it'll be fun. Because today's a rainy day, and I've got the house to myself for several hours. Basically the whole day I have the house to myself. I thought it would be fun. How the heck am I gonna open this? Maybe this side will work better. Let's see. There we go. I thought it would be fun to open this up and use it because it's very, very, very cozy. It's very fall. It's very autumnal. I've actually wanted this for about 8 months. And when I told my boyfriend that I had waited 8 months to order this, he laughed. But the truth is, I'm just trying to slow down my spending, and especially if I want something, but it's kind of more of a seasonal thing, like a heater, like I'm not going to use that in the spring and summer. Early spring, yes, but like the late spring, summer, and even early fall. I'm not going to use this that much during those times, and I spotted this in like February, and I really wanted it, but I was like, I don't know if I should really buy this, like, I don't know. It's not that I have like a chronic spending problem, but I feel like I do in the way that we kind of all do. I don't really know how my spending is compared to other people's. My mom says my spending is better compared to other people's. I feel like it's better in some ways, it's worse in others. I basically am just trying to get really clear about my relationship with stuff and my relationship with money and material possessions and all that kind of stuff. So when I see something, I'm trying to wait, and as I said, especially if it's seasonal. So I saw this beautiful heater. Well, let's see if it's actually beautiful. I haven't actually pulled it out of the box yet. But the picture at least looked beautiful. And I thought, oh, that would really make my apartment so cozy and so just like the vibes are gonna be so good, as long as it actually looks like the photo. I wanted it so bad, and I think I saw it maybe during a snowstorm too, because I was just like randomly browsing space heaters during the snowstorm, and I was like, oh, like it's snowing outside, there's this heater, like if we had the heater going in here, like we'd be warm, and I could read in front of the heater, and like I haven't even told you what it looks like yet. Maybe I'll pull it out of the box. But basically, I made myself wait until fall, and then if I was still thinking about it then I could buy it, and I was. So I bought it. And now I'm gonna pull it out of the box so you can actually see why I wanted this particular heater. I mean, we have a space heater already, but this one is special. I don't know how to get this out. My boyfriend laughed at me because he was like, why would you wait 8 months to buy it? And I'm like, because I wanted to make sure I really wanted it. And in fact, I do. I'm all about creating that cozy reading nook. And this is really gonna take it to the next level, I think. It's actually a little bit bigger than I thought it was gonna be, which is good because I thought it was gonna be like deceptively small, so I think I anticipated that it would be smaller than it really should be. This is like the perfect size. This is sort of what I was hoping it would be. I still need to show it to you, god damn it. Do you see that? I hope you see that. I'm gonna give you another view of it. But it's basically a little fake fireplace. It doesn't make real fire, at least as far as I know. It just like glows, which is good because I feel like real fire would actually just trigger my anxiety disorder, because fire is one of my biggest fears, fire and elevators. And abandonment. This is so cute. I don't think this opens up. Maybe it does. Does it open up? I think it does open up. Oh my god, it totally opens up. Wow, that makes it even more like magical. Wow. That's so magical. It's so cute. Maybe this seems kind of lame to have shown you this, but this is a cozy autumn writing vlog, and you have to realize, like, for me, living in an apartment, for those of you guys that live in houses, this may not really make sense to you, but I live in an apartment. We obviously don't have a fireplace in our apartment. My parents, they have a beautiful, like, beautiful house with 2 fireplaces, one sort of typical fireplace and then a wood stove fireplace as well, and they also like never sorry mom and dad, I'm gonna call you out, they never get their fireplaces cleaned. So whenever I go over there, which is like, it's very often, I see my parents like at least once a month, probably more like a couple times a month. Whenever I go over there, they never have it cleaned and we can't have like a fire night, and I just really want to have like a cozy fireplace reading session or like a cozy game night by the fireplace. And yes, it's not a real fireplace, but it's got the vibe, and like, yeah, I want a hearth. I want a hearth. Yeah, so I'm going to plug this in and see how it looks. I'll show you another little view. Oh, it's just been the most wonderful, magical, beautiful, rainy fall day. And like the first truly rainy fall day. We've had a couple of rainy nights, but I think this is the first rainy fall day we've had this year. The last rain we had was like summer rain in like late June, early July. This is the first autumnal rain, and oh my god, we need it. So I'm grateful for it for that alone, but I also just really love the rain. Like, if I'm gonna spend the day inside writing or reading or doing something cozy, I want it to rain. I'm such a rain person. I love rain. I love rain. Don't necessarily always love a gray sky without rain, but I love rain. It's raining pretty lightly right now, but there were a couple of periods of really heavy rain. Unfortunately, I didn't get it on camera. I wish I had, but there were some periods of extremely heavy rain you could really hear, and it was just beautiful. The perfect ambiance for writing the Solar Queen in. And you can probably also hear the ambiance of my neighbor playing guitar. He does that often, and I always like to hear him. And also, this fireplace really added to the ambiance as well. I'm so happy with it. It's literally exactly what I wanted. The flames look pretty realistic, but they're totally safe. And yeah, it's awesome. The only thing I will say is I read the instructions, and you're not supposed to plug it in to an extension cable or into a power bar. You're supposed to plug it directly into the wall, so that kind of limits where I can put it, just because we don't have like a ton of free outlets. So I'm gonna have to figure out where I want it to live and what places I want to move it around between. But other than that, I'm really happy with it. It's really cute, and I think it's the perfect size for what I need, at least, living in a 1-bedroom apartment. Also, look, my Stranger Things puzzle. Isn't that awesome? I'm having a lot of fun putting that together. It's 1,000 pieces, so it's gonna take me a while. Oh my gosh, this whole scene is just so cozy. You've got the rain, you've got the fireplace, you've got the Stranger Things puzzle. Like, what more do you need? This is the perfect day right here. But it's just so cute. Oh my god, I'm so happy with it. And also, my apartment does get very cold in the winter. The fall is not so bad, but in the winter it gets really cold, so I actually really will make use of this. And the reviews said that it does heat the room very effectively. We do have one other space heater, but it's technically my boyfriend's, so he kind of gets first dibs with it. It's just gonna be nice to have my own one that I can either have here in the living room or I could take into the bedroom. Like, I'll use this, it'll probably live in the living room, but I'll use it in a lot of different rooms. I definitely don't want to become an unboxing channel. This felt very like off-brand for me, but I just really wanted to show you my new fireplace, and I had to open the box. Do you ever do this? Like, I never do this with like cheaper things, but with like more expensive purchases, I often delay opening them because I know I have to like sort out the instructions from the rubbish, and like I know that like I have to like get all the pieces, and I know I'm gonna want to like see if it works, and like it feels like there's so many little steps that I'm like I just can't do it. I can't do it. So I figured doing it on camera would be a good way to just get me to do it, because it's been sitting there since last night, and I wanted to pull it out last night, but I was so like overwhelmed by setting it up that I didn't. But yeah, the Solar Queen. So in the last vlog, which was really long, and I'm sorry about that. Thank you so much if you watched it. If you didn't, no hard feelings. It was a long one. I'm not filming vlogs like that anymore. Well, at least not on the regular. Like ones where like it's filmed over the course of several days or weeks. I'll pick a day when I'm feeling more chatty, and then I'll vlog. And I'll be talking a lot, and that will be enough footage. It'll already be more than enough footage. Please trust that I can edit my writing down a lot more than I can edit my speech as I'm talking. So yeah, in that vlog, I think I got all the point of views established. And then since then, I have written, I think I've written a little bit more, and the book is just shy of 50K. So yeah, we're at the 1/4 mark. And I don't know how much I'm gonna write today. Part of me wants to be like, write several thousand words. But also I haven't written this project in a while. I haven't written anything in like a couple of weeks. And I'm just gonna see how it goes. Today is just about like finding my footing again and getting back into that writerly mode and getting out of the being sick in bed mode. I have a pretty lengthy Aurora chapter, and I'm in the middle of it. I think the last time I was working on it, I was like, I don't know how to make this interesting, but like it is interesting, but like it's also just like boring me right now, and I couldn't figure out why I didn't want to write it in that moment. And then my boyfriend was like, why don't you just write like a different perspective, and then you can come back to Aurora. I think that was it. It was that I wanted to be, yes, I wanted to be in Aiden's head again. I wanted to be writing Aiden's next chapter. So that, it wasn't that the Aurora chapter was boring, it was that I just was in the mood for Aiden. And my boyfriend was like, why don't you write the next Aiden chapter, and you can come back to Aurora and you can just write them out of order. But obviously keep them in order in the book, but just jump around. I've never really been an out of order drafter. I've always been the kind of drafter where I do like to go in order. Not that I haven't ever written anything out of order, and obviously I've gone back and rewritten things or I've added things in, but for some reason when I'm drafting, I do like to write in chronological order of how the scenes are going to appear in the book, even if it's not technically in chronological order for the story, if that makes sense. So yeah, instead of jumping ahead and writing that Aiden chapter that I wanted to write, I just kind of paused and I wrote a different short story. Now I got to get back to that Aurora chapter. We'll see how it goes. I am going to set this up, and I'm going to put on some music and make another cup of tea, because I'm almost done this one, and then I'm going to get into drafting, and I will talk to you either when I'm done or partway through, depending on how good the session is going and how long I want to keep writing. We shall see. Okay, I finished my first writing session back at the Solar Queen. It's 6:30 now. Eric's not going to be home for, I think, another almost 3 hours. So I could keep writing, but you know what? I don't want to overdo it. I've been at it now for a few hours. I didn't write very much, especially considering the time I put in. I'm going to get an exact count here. When I started today, the book was at 48,083 words, and now it's sitting at 50,061 words. So we hit 60K. Okay, so maybe I wrote more words than I thought, and I am happy that I hit 50K, because that is a quarter way to 200K, which is sort of my estimated word count. So yeah, I wrote about 2,000 words today. I'm not going to do the exact math right now. That's a pretty good writing day. I just feel like I've been writing for a while, and I was hoping I would write more, but also like, because it's been a while since I've been in this project and I'm kind of having to find my footing in it again, and also just because it's been a while since I have been writing in general. I mean, it's been about probably 3 weeks since I have done any sort of writing, other than songwriting and writing in my journal. I find even if I take 1 or 2 days away from writing, I always find it can be a little bit sticky getting back into it. Those muscles haven't been worked in a little while. It's just kind of like, oh, it takes more time and effort to just get into it. You know, when I consider that, this is actually a pretty decent writing day. I would have loved to have written more, but also I can't rush this scene. This isn't a scene that I can just fly through. It wasn't so much that I just wanted to get to the next Aiden chapter, although I did and I do, because Aiden's my favorite character, or at least one of my favorite characters, and I'm loving writing from his point of view. But it's also that this specific scene just has like not a lot of flow to it for me, because basically you've got Aurora and she's with like 4 of the worst characters. And by worst, I don't mean worst in terms of craft, I mean worst in terms of character. Like, well, that's confusing. I just mean like 4 of the characters that I personally like the least, at least at this point in the story. So she's there, she's having dinner with them, and it's just like, her reactions to things, she's not really taking a proactive role in this scene because she needs to keep her head down. So her internal reactions, they make sense and they come naturally, but everything that like all the bad guys say and do, it's hard to write that because it's just, I don't know, like to have her with so many of them and they're all talking and they're all corrupt in their own way, like it's emotionally draining. I mean, it's also fun, and I feel like this is the kind of scene where it's going to be more fun to revise than it's going to be to write. I want to get back to Aiden. Because he just flows, he's warm, he's fun to write. I don't want to write about these people that I don't like. But also I do, clearly, because they're in my series and I find them interesting. It's just, after taking a break for a while, like, this is a really daunting scene to come back to. I have to put that into perspective and realize that, like, maybe I drafted a little bit slower than I might on a better day, just because this is like a really tricky scene to write. I think even on a good day, this would be a tricky scene to write. And it's not like I'm having a bad day. Like, things are actually going very, very well today. Although I will say, like, I am a little bit tired. You can probably tell, like, I'm not fully better yet. I'm not sick anymore. I'm not, like, you know, needing to lay in bed. I was bedridden for a few days, but I'm not bedridden anymore. But you can tell by my voice that, like, I'm still recovering from this cold, and I am still, like, kind of out of it. And so I'm not, like, firing on all the cylinders that I might normally be firing on, but that's okay. I'm still really glad that I showed up today, because it's always a little scary after taking so much time away from a project. It's always scary to come back to it, because it's like, oh god, like how do I even get started, you know? I think in previous times I would have pushed through today, because I would have been like, well, you know, your partner's not home for another few hours, you could keep writing, and like you just had a week off and blah blah. I think in the past that's how I would be thinking right now, but I'm going through a big shift, which you can probably tell by the vlogs that I've posted over the last year or so. I'm going through a shift where like, it's like, I don't want to like totally abandon the part of me that is a workaholic and loves their work and is obsessed with their work, because I mean, if you're an artist, obsession is literally what makes your work exist at all. Because you need to be obsessed with something to want to work on it during your spare time. You need to be, if not obsessed, you need to at least be interested in it. And I am obsessed with this world, and I'm obsessed with these characters, and like, I don't want to lose that part of myself. I don't want to lose that version of me that will have, you know, a day where they'll want to spend literally the whole day writing. Like, I don't want to lose that part of myself, but I also don't want to be, like, I feel like in my 20s I got really sucked into hustle culture. It's like it exploited that part of me that is naturally hardworking and that is really passionate about her pet projects. It's like hustle culture took that and like abused that for its own gain, and it made me a workaholic. And I don't want to lose that part of myself that's passionate and that loves what they do. And I would obviously do this for free. Of course I'm trying to sell it, but I would also do it for free. I did it for free for like 9 years before I published, and like, yeah, it's just I publish because I want other people to read it, and of course I want people to buy it, and of course I want this to be my full-time job, but like, I would just do this. Like, this is just what I love to do, and I don't want to lose that part of myself. And I don't want to lose like the good discipline habits that I've learned through my 20s, especially my late 20s. I've learned those. I don't want to lose those. But I do want to lose this idea that you have to like suffer to get things done. Because I feel like in previous times, on a day like today, when like I've been writing for 2 or 3 hours now, and the words are like coming, but they're not like super flowing, and I'm feeling tired, and I've gotten a lot done today, honestly, especially considering how tired I am. I wrote these 2,000 words, I filmed this vlog, I batched 4 promotional reels, among other things that I'm not going to mention. But look, I've had a very productive day, and the workaholic in me wants to just like keep going, but I know that what I actually need to do now is just go relax and read a book, just chill, maybe watch an episode of a series of unfortunate events, which I've been rewatching and also rereading and loving just as much, if not more, than I ever did before. I love that whole world. I love that whole world. It's just so funny to me. Or like, maybe just go chill and do my puzzle for a bit. But anyway, I need to just relax. Watch a show, read a book, do a puzzle, have some dinner, go to bed early. I would rather give myself what I need now so that tomorrow maybe I'll get up early. I have a big day planned with my boyfriend tomorrow, because tomorrow's kind of like our day together. We're gonna go for a hike and we're gonna have our band practice, but maybe I'll wake up early and have a writing session before all that. And the day after that, I'm gonna go get my hair done by my friend China, who I love. China, if you're watching this, you're awesome, and you're such a great friend and such a talented hairdresser. Maybe I'll get up early before going to see her, and I'll get some words in then. I would rather give myself what I need now, because I know that A, I don't have to earn my rest, and B, I also know that rest will just make me more creative in the future anyway, reading never hurts. Taking in story in some way, shape, or form, it never hurts. It always helps me with my writing. Even if I don't like the book or the movie or whatever, it always helps because it always reminds me of what I'm trying to do. And even if I don't like something, that's a lesson I can learn. Like, why don't I like that movie? You know, what does that say to me about my taste, and how is that going to inform my own art going forward? So yeah, a cozy autumn evening in, that is the plan for me going forward. We've hit 50K. I have some fun vlogs planned for this fall. I know this sounds absolutely crazy, and maybe this like totally contradicts everything I just said, but on a day when I am feeling like I'm on fire, I want to try writing 10K in one day. I want to try writing 10,000 words in one day. I've done it before multiple times. I know fully well that it's possible for me, but I've never done it while being like a real adult and living on my own. I've only done it back in my early 20s when I lived with my parents. By the way, like, no shade to people who live with their parents. Like, I lived with my parents until I was 27, and that was a really good choice for me to make. And my early 20s were a great time, full of creativity, clearly, because I was doing 10K writing days. But back then, like, I just didn't have as much responsibility because not only did I not have a regular job, but I also, you know, I didn't have as many chores to do. I did have to cook for myself, but like, it just, I feel like I just didn't feed myself as well as I do now. Like, now I'm very mindful about balanced meals and vegetables and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm becoming quite a health conscious person, whereas in my early 20s I was less health conscious. I think I wanted to be health conscious, but I also, yeah, like, I was totally willing to just like not eat properly if it meant that I was gonna write on a day that I felt really inspired to write, and then I would just like sit at my desk and like only eat toast maybe and write 10,000 words. So I think it's doable for me to write 10,000 words like now, but it's gonna have to happen on my day off, and I'm gonna have to not really do anything else that day. But I want to do a vlog where I try to write 10,000 words in one day, so I will have to vlog while I'm doing it, but I think I can do it if I like don't have any other tasks other than write and vlog. I think I can do it. I believe in myself, and that's one of the vlogs that I have planned for this fall. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's just something I want to try. I feel excited to try it, and I'm going to wait for a time when I know that I'm really like in the flow with the project and really on fire. So I don't know when I'll do that one, but yeah, I'm excited to try. But I'm all in all, I'm happy with today. And yeah, this has been a really nice, cozy autumn day inside, spent writing. I'm loving my new fireplace. Today was so needed, not just for this project, but also just for my soul. This is the life that I love. Days like this, where I know, like, I'm gonna be at home for a long stretch of time, alone, and able to just focus and write. Like, these are the days that I'm just, my soul is singing. My soul is also singing when I'm going hiking and making music with my boyfriend, but in a different way. It's a different melody. This is a calm, cozy melody, whereas tomorrow's melody is more like a adventurous, excited melody. I wish that I had a autumnal candle to have lit during this cozy autumn writing vlog. Alas, I do not. I'm still burning this summer candle, this lavender candle, because as I said, I haven't done much writing these last few weeks, so it just never got burnt. I do have my next candle for my desk. I always keep a candle on my desk, and in my reading nook and in my kitchen. So I do have all my autumn candles, and I'm burning an autumn candle in the kitchen, and I'm burning an autumn candle at my reading nook, but I haven't burnt my summer candle yet on my desk, so I couldn't start burning the autumn candle. Not that you could smell it, but I feel like it just adds vibes. I have considered putting this one away and then starting the autumn candle, but like I really don't want to do that because I really believe that you should use what you have first. Working at Tim Hortons taught me FIFO, if nothing else. As much as I love creating the cozy atmosphere, I also really don't want this channel to feel performative at all, or at least I don't want it to feel any more performative than a vlogging channel has to feel. I want it to feel authentic and genuine, and that's how my vlogs have been thus far. I mean, I vlog in sometimes the most casual clothes with no makeup on, and I'm just very real. I just kind of let the words come to my mouth. I don't overthink it too much. I just kind of let it flow. I really want that to be the vibe of my vlogs because that is the vibe of the videos that I love to watch the most. And I feel like I don't see that a lot on the internet. I feel like everything feels so performative. Like I'll see these YouTube channels and these Instagram accounts of people who are doing things that I am interested in, which is why it gets shown to me, like cozy writing vlogs, cozy reading vlogs, cozy witchcraft vlogs, all that kind of stuff. But it's like so performative. Like everything is so well shot, and like the person is dressed in this like really elaborate fancy outfit that like no one would ever actually wear inside their house at home. Their house looks like a set, and it's just kind of like it's starting to feel more and more like some kind of weird version of reality TV, and less like I just turned a camera on and I'm just showing you a little bit of my creative process. So for me, like that's what I'm missing, and that's what I'm hoping to deliver through these vlogs. And I'm not trying to call anyone out. I do enjoy that content sometimes too. I feel like I used to enjoy it more, and I used to aspire to it more when I was younger, but now I kind of feel like it's just not real. It's not real life. And so yeah, if I have to burn a summer candle in an autumn writing vlog, then so be it. And I know I'm being a little bit dramatic here, like it's not a big deal. You may have not even noticed that it's a lavender candle, but it just kind of, I don't know, it feels like as soon as like August rolls around, a lot of these lifestyle influencers, they immediately jump into autumn mode and they put all the summer stuff away and they go and buy all the autumn stuff, and it's like I want to create content that's seasonal because I love the turning of the seasons, and the turning of the seasons plays such a deep role in my writing. But I also don't want to like perform the seasons for you. I just want to like be myself. Even this morning, like I tried on like 2 or 3 different outfits before I eventually just put this on, because I just realized like I'm not comfortable in those outfits when I'm sitting at home writing. When I'm sitting at home writing, I just need to be comfortable. Like I need to be chill. Sometimes I like to get dressed up when I'm at home, but for the most part, no, I just like to be in my comfortable clothes, and it just allows me to focus more. So the idea of doing a writing vlog and I'm wearing this like really uncomfortable, elaborate outfit, like no, it's not going to work. For me anyway. And again, that's no shade to anyone that makes that kind of content. It has its place and everything like that, and obviously it's very well liked. But I don't know, does anyone else feel like they're just kind of like getting sick of how perfect and performative so much of what we see feels? The most frustrating thing about this chapter is, well, first off, I didn't even finish the chapter today. I was hoping to finish the chapter, but there's another scene that has to play after this, and I just don't have the spoons to get there today, as I already said. But even this scene that I just finished, I don't really know how to finish it, and I didn't even really finish it. I just put a note that said, I'm not sure how to end this bit. And it's going to be the kind of thing where during revision I'll figure it out, but it's confusing because these personalities are so different from me. And I'm not even in their point of view. These are not point of view characters. This chapter is from Aurora's point of view. But these other personalities are like maddening. So yeah, I hope that the next scene will be easier to write. I think it will, because the characters are going to be a lot more likable. But I want to get to the next chapter. And the next chapter is not even an Aiden chapter. The next chapter, I believe, is going to be a Daisy chapter. And then we're going to go back to Luna. And then we can go to Aiden. So I've got a while until I get to Aiden. Maybe I should do that 10K writing day soon so I can like blast my way through and get to Aiden, because I just really want to get to Aiden. He's the most fun to write for me right now. I mean, Aurora, she's still very easy to write, but she's just not necessarily in the best situation right now, so it's a little bit hard to write because I feel for her. All in all, I'm happy with today though. 2,000 words, that's a decent writing day, and you know, I'm just getting back into it today, and also I'm clearly a little under the weather, so this is where I'm going to end the vlog. If you would like to read the Sun and Moon Saga, the first book, Aurora and Luna, is currently available in 3 short installments: The Misfit Princess, The Rebel Coven, and The Near Impossible Quest. And once again, I will be releasing the full book, the big full book, in 2026. More details about that in the future. I cannot say anything else now, and once again, that's really hard for me. But if you would like to start reading it now, the links are in the description. And thank you so much to everyone who has already read Aurora and Luna. If you have read it, then please, please, please leave me a review on Goodreads or wherever else you leave your reviews. It really, really helps me find new readers. And if you're curious about Aurora and Luna, but you're like not totally sure if it's for you, then click the link in my description to join my newsletter. And when you join my newsletter, you'll automatically get sent both the prologue and chapter 1 to the Misfit Princess into your inbox. And then you can read them for free and try the book out and see how you like it. As always, thank you so much to the Lunar Coven. The Lunar Coven is my Patreon and my Substack. It's the same content on both. You just pick your preferred platform. Your guys' support really does mean the world to me, and it's one of the best ways you can support what I do. Not just the books, but the YouTube channel, the music, the illustration, everything, all the creations. The way you can support that is through the Lunar Coven. And I know I've been saying this for a while, but I finally figured out what I want to do with the Lunar Coven when I'm not releasing my book as a serial. So as I was doing the proofread for Aurora and Luna, I released my book chapter by chapter on Patreon and Substack. I'll probably do the same thing with the Solar Queen. But in the meantime, I want to give you guys something else. So I've got some content planned for October, and going forward I have a better idea of what it is I want to do on those platforms. So I'm very excited to create that for you guys. So stay tuned. It will be there soon. I think you'll be watching this before my band releases our EP. We released an album in the springtime, and that's available on all the streaming platforms. But on Halloween, we're going to be releasing Tragic Divine, which is our brand new EP. Well, brand new to you. We actually recorded these songs at the same time that we recorded all the songs for the album, but we had a lot of songs and we wanted to keep the album relatively short for a debut album. And these songs didn't like totally fit with the album, so we decided to do them as their own EP. So we're going to be releasing that on Halloween, along with a brand new, very spooky, ghostly, very on-brand music video. And yeah, it's just going to be very Halloween. That's all I'll say about that for now, but if you'd like, you can go and check out Ghost of a Girl. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music, we're on all the places you can stream music, and we'll have a brand new EP out on Halloween, as well as a music video. If you enjoyed the video, and I'm assuming you're enjoying it if you're still here, please give it a like for me, and please leave a comment letting me know what you're most excited about when it comes to autumn. Do you love the warm drinks? Do you love the leaves? Are you like me? Do you love everything autumn? Liking and commenting are really, really great for me because they help spread my video to other potential viewers and readers. So thank you to those of you who do that, and please hit the subscribe button if you have not already. I think that's everything. I'm really bad at outros. I've got to figure out a better way to do this because I swear to God, sometimes it takes me longer to film the outro than it does to film the video. I'll just keep saying the same things over and over again. It's just that like self-promotional, it's like, oh, you know, just feels so ick. But you gotta do it as an artist because who else will? At least at first, right? So I hope you're well, I hope you're taking care of yourself, and I hope this transition into autumn or into spring if you're in the southern hemisphere, I hope that it's going smoothly for you. And until the next video, stay cozy.